Hello, me again, as I always say. Um, well, we've witnessed an interesting last couple of weeks. Um, a lot of Trump's own constituents are getting upset over the people he wants to be in his cabinet. And I'm not surprised at that at all, just like a lot of people. Um, I kind of think it's funny, but you know, I think there's a lot of people out there that voted for Mr. Trump that regret it. They should regret it, but it is what it is. They've done cast their vote. Can't go back and change it. It's too late. So he's going to be your president here in about a couple of months. I'm a Democrat. I am a 100% pro Biden, pro Kamala Harris supporter. You can think what you want about that. That's not going to change who I am or who I support because I have that right as a U.S. citizen to support who I want to support as president, just like anyone else has the right to support Donald Trump if they want him to be president. So, all of the belittling and political violence and judgmentalism, if that's even in correct vocabulary, but I'm going to use that word, judgmentalism, out there because I see a lot of people judging people who, around here where I live in Alabama and the tri-state area, they judge you because you're not one of them. You're not in the cult. I call it a cult because it is a cult. If the guy you support can call Congress when he's not president and tell them to block a bill and they do it, you're in a cult. That's part of the cult. So I don't get a lot of time alone. I live with my brother, and he's gone right now to run some errands, and this is one of the very few times I get the house to myself. And I only like to do videos when I'm alone. But I've got my precious golden retriever right here beside me. There he is right there. He's taking him a nap. Oh, there he looked up. Yes. Say hello. Say hello, Mr. CJ. Say hello. Yes. So, yep. Um, so, yeah, like I said, a lot of voter remorse is what I'm seeing. I don't regret who I voted for at all. I'm proud of who I voted for. But a lot of people around here probably still don't regret voting for Donald Trump because they'd vote for him if he was the worst. Like if he done terrible things, like if he shot someone and then was granted presidential immunity by the Supreme Court. If he shot and killed someone and said, "Oh, I've got immunity. I can't be charged." People around here would still vote for him. But I personally think that where I live here, you have to do it. It's all paper ballot, so you have to do it. If you do absentee, you've got to do. If you mail it in, you've got to have two witnesses, and it's got to be notarized, and then sent in the mail, and the envelope they give you. If you go and vote, or you can go turn it in. That's what I did with mine. I voted absentee, and I went and turned my vote in to the circuit clerk's office myself. Um, if you go vote in person, you're handed a paper ballot, and then you go sit at a table and you fill it out. And then when you're done, you put it in a machine, and it counts it, and you walk out. And of course, you have to show your ID when you arrive at the voting place. That's how it's done here. But in a lot of these other states where they have electronic voting, um, the questions come up where are those? Are they what servers are those machines connected to? Are they connected to the internet at all? Are they? Those are the questions, the $64,000 questions that need to be asked. Um, did Elon Musk, since he endorsed Donald Trump and is a big billionaire, and then after Trump was elected, he changed the term. I'm not a member of X. The day that he assumed ownership, which I think was October 27th of 2022, 2 years ago, I had a Twitter account. The day he assumed ownership of Twitter, I deleted my Twitter account because I've never trusted Elon Musk. Ever since his cars started going crazy and killing people with their autonomous driving and all that crap, I've not trusted the man at all. And he didn't really want to stand behind it. Plus, with his last SpaceX capsule splashing down in the ocean, all the astronauts on board had a bumpy ride from what I heard, and one of them had to stay in the hospital for several days. That's not normal. And NASA warned him about that, to focus on safety. Yeah, NASA's had safety issues in the past, of course, with the Space Shuttle Challenger exploding, Space Shuttle Columbia breaking up and re-entry back in 2003. I remember that. I'm 36 years old. I was 14 going on 15 at the time. I remember that exactly what I was doing that day when I seen on TV where the Space Shuttle Columbia broke up, and when I seen the families of the astronauts waiting in Florida for the shuttle to land, and they said they didn't hear a sonic boom, and they said no false hope. It's over. We've lost them. That broke my heart because I couldn't imagine. And as you can see up behind me, that's a picture of my mother on the wall. And she passed away to lung cancer 6 years ago. Back at the time, growing up, I could not imagine my life without my mother. I was so close to her. But anyway, getting back to the subject of Elon Musk, which dreadfully so, I can't stand talking about the guy, but this is a important issue because this involves the leadership of our great country. And, I don't think Elon Musk needs to be anywhere near any cabinet position pertaining to the executive branch of the U.S. government, which is the presidency. The executive, for anybody that might not know, well, what's the executive branch? Well, you ought to know. It's the presidency. All right? And you've got the judicial branch, which is the court system, the Supreme Court, and you've got the legislative branch, which is the Congress. For anybody that watching this that may not know. That's just based. I was taught that 4th, 5th, 6th grade. All right? Okay. Elon Musk does not need to be anywhere near it. And there's a lot of rumors and questions going on about those electronic voting machines. Were they connected to any server that might have been connected to any of his Starlink satellites? And another question is, why did several of those Starlink satellites just suddenly explode? Yes, they did. They exploded. Just hours after Trump was announced as the winner of the election, we had a few Starlink satellites explode in orbit. Still pieces of them circling the Earth as we talk. Okay? What happened? Did they self-destruct to hide evidence? Were they shot down? What happened? What happened to them? That's what I call the $64,000 question about all this stuff. Did Elon Musk interfere with this election? I know in 2016, the question was, did Putin? Well, we know one thing. Elon Musk publicly spoke that he had been in regular contact with Vladimir Putin, president of Russia, for the past 2 years. So that really draws some questions. And while Biden is still in office, him having executive immunity, I think my brother just got home. I got to hurry up and wrap this up. Him having executive immunity, all right, he needs to order an investigation into this, and Kamala needs to be ordering for a recount in all these states that had those electronic voting machines. That's what I would like to see President Biden and Kamala Harris do while they're still in office. They needed to use their executive immunity that the Supreme Court gave any sitting president when they had Trump v. United States back in July and had that ruling. He needs to use that power, that ability, to investigate this election, to make sure it wasn't stolen. But my brother is home. I just got my camera notifications. I got a girl flirting with me on Facebook. But anyway, I just I wish everybody well. Regardless you voted for Trump or Harris, I wish everybody well. If you haven't voted remorse, that's on your own behalf. You voted for Trump on your own behalf. But I wish everybody well. I got to wrap this up, and I'll see you next time. God bless. Take care.